Hi, Vittorio. Are you working overtime today again?
Oh, hi Loretta. Sorry, I was just about to contact you and tell you myself, you see. I'm currently busy right now with the project I'm working on, but one of our team members says he can't work overtime today, so it's decided I would take his place.
That's what you say. But in reality, you're just so bad at your job that you have to do overtime to finish, right?
I don't think I'm that bad at my job, but...
Anyways, you're going to come home late today, right?
Yep. Judging by what I still have left to do, it'll probably be past 10 when I get home.
Is that so? If that's the case, then I'm going to leave the house and leave you the divorce papers.
What? The divorce papers?
I want to get divorced with you.
What are you suddenly talking about, Loretta?
Sorry, but I've already decided that I'm going to divorce you.
I'm telling you, what in the world are you talking about? I'm trying to ask why it is that you want to get divorced. It feels like you suddenly splashed a bucket of cold water on my face, so explain yourself.
You see, I got proposed to by my boyfriend.
What? Your boyfriend?
Yeah, today was our 1-year anniversary. We've been going out for a year now. We went to a restaurant with a nice view of the city at night, and that's when he said that he wanted to get married to me. To be honest with you, I've been waiting for this moment for so long. I had already decided that I would get divorced with you as soon as he proposes to me.
Hold on, Loretta. This means that you cheated on me, right?
No, it's not like that. This isn't cheating because we love each other from the bottom of our hearts.
Oh, so you're going to use that excuse if it's not cheating if it's true love?
Huh? What in the world are you talking about?
That's what almost everyone who cheats says when they're caught. They don't like how the word cheating sounds because it makes them seem like they did something wrong, which in reality, they did. But they deny it by saying that it isn't wrong because it's true love or whatever.
Huh? What's your problem? Why are you suddenly just accepting that I'm divorcing you? You're not even a little mad that your wife got stolen from you by another man?
Well, to be honest, I do feel a little shocked, but you just told me that you're cheating on me a bit too openly. So I kind of feel calm and a little exasperated. I mean, I guess this also means that I didn't really love you anymore. And I was just kind of living with you because you were my wife. I didn't realize it now, but you opened my eyes with this news of yours.
Is that so? Well, that's all I wanted to tell you. I don't care what you think anymore because I found someone so much better than you. You can do whatever you want from now on, for all I care.
That's so. Well, I'll ask you just in case, but you're not going to tell me later on that you actually don't want to get divorced when you were the one who asked for it, right?
Of course I won't. You see, my boyfriend is highly valued at his company and is soon to get a promotion. Unlike you, he isn't as useless to be told by his company to move to their subsidiary company as a demotion after your current project is finished.
I'm getting demoted. Where did you get that information?
You said it yourself, right? That your company was telling you to move to the subsidiary company once you were done with your current project?
That just means I was chosen to be one of the founding members of our new subsidiary company. It doesn't actually mean that I'm getting demoted.
Shut up. Unlike you, my boyfriend is both handsome and competent. And he's headed straight for a promotion. If you want to get back together with me, then you have to get a higher position in your company than him.
It seems like you've got no intention of listening to what I actually have to say.
Yup, I don't. I heard that truly competent people never work overtime. But you, on the other hand, are so incompetent that you work overtime almost every day. Not only that, but you're going to be moved to a subsidiary company once your current project is over. Someone like that doesn't deserve to be my husband, no matter how you look at it. I don't want to have to listen to a piece of trash like you.
I don't deserve to be your husband, huh? Well, now that I think about it, I seriously don't understand why you think so highly of yourself. I mean, you can't even support yourself with that salary you earn from that part-time job of yours. Anyway, I still have work to do, so I'll end our conversation here.
What? So what if I don't earn enough money to support myself? I only got a job in the first place because you kept complaining about how I just laid around all day. It's not my job to support myself in the first place anyways. It's yours as my husband. You're just so incompetent that you can't even earn enough money to do that. My new boyfriend, on the other hand, is different. Once we get married, I'll never have to work a day again in my life and do whatever I want all day.
Yeah. What makes you think I wanted to hear all that? By then.
Vittorio? Hey, I still have more stuff I want to tell you. Don't just go. You're going to agree to divorce, right? At least answer that. Vittorio, this is why people always call you incompetent. Hey, you didn't turn in the divorce papers yet? But I want to get divorced with you as soon as possible, though.
What? I mean, it's not like you can just immediately marry this boyfriend, you know?
I know. It's a law that I have to wait at least 100 days after I get divorced until I marry him, right? But I want to finish that 100 days as soon as possible. Which is why I also want to get divorced with you as soon as possible. Come on, don't you even get that? Seriously, you're incompetent not just with work, but with stuff like this as well. Jesus, you make me hate you more and more by the day.
Yeah, but there's not going to be any progress until you tell me who this guy you're cheating on me with is, right?
Huh? It's none of your business. Why do you need to know who my boyfriend is anyways? You can't tell me what to do now that we're divorced.
We're not divorced yet, you idiot.
What? But you're just too afraid of losing me and won't turn in the divorce papers. Please just hurry up and turn in those divorce papers. Oh, and could you leave that house you're currently living in?
What in the world are you talking about?
I mean, the location of that house is perfect, right? I just can't let go of such a comfortable place to live in, you know. Not only that, but you're going to be single after we get divorced, right? You don't need an apartment that big with 3 bedrooms, a living room, and a dining room.
Well, that's true, but this is a company-owned apartment, which means that you won't be able to live here once we get divorced.
Why not?
Because you have to be family of a company employee to live here. Seriously, can't you even figure that out for yourself?
Oh, so that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to make you take all the stuff you left lying around here as well.
That's not going to be a problem.
Why is that? I mean, you just work a part-time job that has nothing to do with my company, right?
I'm not going to tell you why.
Huh?
Anyways, you're going to be leaving that house, right?
Well, yeah, I guess. I'll be single after we get divorced, so I'll have to leave this apartment, since one of the conditions of living here is that you're going to be bringing in family with you.
Alright, then that means that either way, that house is going to be mine.
Huh?
Never mind. Just turn in the divorce papers for me. That's the last thing I'm going to ask of you.
Hey, Loretta. I just turned in the divorce papers earlier.
Oh, so you finally turned them in. Jesus, it took you 2 months. Seriously, 2 months? Why didn't you turn them in sooner? Did you think that if you delayed turning them in, my feelings might change and I would cancel the divorce? Wow. I guess you really are incompetent from start to finish. You see, a truly competent person wouldn't just wait around, hoping for something to happen. They would set things into motion and make it happen themselves.
Anyway, I also found out who you were cheating on me with.
Huh?
His name is Benedetto Barone, right? He works on the same project as me and we're on the same team.
What? You found out?
Yep. Benedetto also works for me at the company. I'm his boss.
You're his boss?
Yeah, I'm the project leader, and Benedetto is just a regular member of the team with no special positions.
No way. But he told me that he was your boss at the company.
Well, he did always complain how he had to work under me while I was younger than him. He was probably too proud to admit to you that it was actually the other way round.
What?
The reason I found out that it was Benedetto is because you've been giving me hints as to who it was from time to time.
What? Did I really tell you that much?
Well, first of all, the way you always say I'm incompetent. Well, you see, Benedetto always calls me that as well for some reason, even though I'm his boss. You've been spending time with him, right? That's why you probably picked it up from him. You see, I don't know whether you're conscious of this or not, but it was bugging me how for some reason the two of you were so alike.
Is that it?
No, I have more evidence. The day which you mentioned the divorce to me was also a hint. You see, on that day, Benedetto ignored the work he had to do and went home at 5, instead of doing overtime like he was supposed to. By the way, that's why I had to work overtime that day. Not because I was so incompetent that I couldn't finish my work in time. So, I asked one of the other employees about it, and apparently he was going to propose to a girl he's been going out with. That's when a few hours later you texted me saying that you wanted to get divorced with me, since you got proposed to by your boyfriend.
Huh? But that could all just be a coincidence, you know?
Well, that's true. There's data saying that in Italy a couple gets married once every 50 seconds. I guess the number of proposals is a bit lower than that, but it should mean that it still happens at a similar rate, right?
Yeah, so stop talking like you know for sure who it is. You don't have any concrete proof it's him, do you? I know you probably want to make him pay an alimony, but too bad.
But I'm not done.
What? You still have more?
It was our conversation about the company-owned apartment that made me certain it was him. I said that you wouldn't be able to live in this house anymore once you get divorced with me, right? But for some reason, you were talking as if you would be able to live in this house after you got divorced. That must mean that whoever this was you were cheating on me with was an employee at my company.
Huh? Did I say something like that?
After that, I hired a detective agency to find out who it was you were cheating on me with and gather evidence. At the same time, I hired a lawyer to handle the divorce.
Huh? A lawyer? Don't you think that's a bit of an overreaction?
Even you know that you have to pay an alimony if you cheat on your husband, right?
Well, yeah, but Benedetto said that he is going to be promoted soon and be given a larger salary, so he's going to pay for my alimony as well.
Benedetto's getting promoted. Where did you get that information? Oh, never mind, you heard it from Benedetto himself, didn't you?
But I heard that Benedetto was going to be given a managing position at the subsidiary company you were going to be sent to as a demotion.
What? Not only is he not going to get a promotion, but he was fired, you know.
He was fired?
Oh, let me explain first. First of all, you seem to think that I'm getting demoted when my company says that they're relocating me to a subsidiary company. But in reality, it just meant that the project team that me and Benedetto were part of is going to become its own subsidiary company. You see, the employees who were asked to join this project team were basically receiving a promotion.
A promotion?
Yes, provided that they didn't mess up while working on the project, like Benedetto did. By the way, I became a department head starting from today.
Huh?
You see, as the subsidiary company was started today with our CEO as the project owner, Your Benedetto, who you love so much, wasn't there.
But he told me that he was headed straight for a promotion.
He was lying to you. On the other hand, what I'm telling you right now is the truth. Besides, he was fired before the subsidiary company even took off.
What? Why was he fired?
If you'll allow me to borrow you and Benedetto's words, it's because he was incompetent.
Huh? He was incompetent?
You see, the only reason he was asked to join this project team in the first place was because he stole the work of other employees and made it seem like it was his own.
What?
It looks like he was talented at sucking up to his superiors and stealing others' work to make it seem like his own. But once he actually joined the project team and had to actually work, he was completely useless.
But he said himself that he was headed straight for a promotion.
Maybe he thought that just becoming a member of a major project like this was guaranteed to give him a promotion later on. But too bad for him, I guess. Because whether you get promoted or not depends on the work you do while you're actually a member of the project team. It looks like Benedetto didn't understand this, so everyone in the company's evaluation of him suddenly dropped. Not only that, but we found out about how he had stolen others' work in the past. So he was ultimately fired.
Vittorio? If what you're saying is true, then I don't mind getting back together with you.
And why is that? Didn't you tell me yourself that you weren't going to try and get back together with me in the future?
Yeah, but that's because I thought Benedetto had a higher rank in your company than you, which is why I went with him in the first place. I mean, you got a promotion, right? On the other hand, Benedetto was fired. I can't just marry an unemployed person, you know. I think the best option for the both of us would be to just go back to our old lives. Why don't we just forget all of this ever happened, shall we?
Why?
Huh? What do you mean, why? Because I don't want to get married to an unemployed man.
But I'm too incompetent, remember? I'm so incompetent that I can't understand a word you say, so all I can say in return is, why?
Stop joking around.
Why?
Seriously? You're still going to say that?
But you haven't answered my question yet. If you have no intention of answering me, then I think I'll just go now.
What do you mean, answer your question? What kind of answer should I give you?
Well, I guess you'll have to talk to my lawyer from now on. Unlike me, he's very competent, you see.
Vittorio!
Oh, and I sent all of your stuff that you left here to Benedetto's apartment.
What? No way.
Well then, bye. Immediately after this, my ex-wife Loretta tried barging into the company-owned apartment that we used to live in, but I had already moved at the same time the subsidiary company was launched. It looks like Loretta didn't think of this though, and so she repeatedly rang the doorbell and banged and kicked on the front door. Eventually, someone called the police on her, and they had to come take her away. Luckily for her, she got off with a warning. But because of this, Benedetto found out that she wanted to get back together with me, and so they got into a huge fight. That's when the alimony I asked from them arrived. Both of the alimonies, the one I asked from Benedetto and the one I asked from Loretta, arrived on time at a later date, being paid up front. But it looks like it was enough to completely use up both of their savings. Not only that, but since both of their parents had cut ties with them, they had no choice but to continue living with each other. Loretta now works multiple part-time jobs, supporting Benedetto, who is finding it difficult to find a new job. Apparently, they constantly have fights every day.
Mrs. Zimmerman, I put the papers from A Corporations on your desk, so take care of them, please. I need them done by tonight.
What? Oh, hello, Miss Forbes.
Hi, just take care of the papers, will you? And make sure you don't make any mistakes. Just because you're 65 years old and just a part-time worker doesn't mean you can do a lousy job.
Hold on, Miss Forbes. I won't be able to finish these by tonight. Today and tomorrow's a day off for me.
What? Why are you just taking a day off?
I told you this already, right? I needed you to hand in the papers by yesterday since I wouldn't be available today and tomorrow.
What? You never told me such a thing. Anyways, we need these neat papers done by tomorrow morning. You can't just say you're not available because you're on vacation or something.
Are you being serious right now? Why not ask the manager what to do about it instead of complaining to me, the part-time worker?
What? What do you mean ask the manager? This is your job. Don't you get paid to do this?
Complaining about it by text isn't going to get those papers done, you know? You need to ask the manager what to do.
Huh? Stop trying to make other people do your work for you. Why are you acting so superior anyways? You're just a part-time worker, right? You seem to not understand. Unlike you, I'm actually a contracted employee at this company.
I know that. You just graduated from an elite college, right?
Oh, I get it. So is that the reason? You're looking down on me since I'm new here, right?
I'm not trying to act superior, but I need you to do your work properly.
Huh? What's with the attitude? You think the others are going to forgive you talking to me like this? I'm gonna tell the CEO about this.
Just what exactly are you trying to say?
People your age should already be retired. But here you are working part-time. I wonder why. Do you have some sort of huge debt or something? Unlike me, who graduated from college and is guaranteed to be promoted soon, you're just an uneducated good-for-nothing that receives a salary for doing nothing, right? And to think that I was trying to help you contribute to the company by doing some work for once. What kind of person just takes a day off suddenly and refuses to do work? You're so impolite. Don't you have any manners?
Miss Forbes, are you done talking now?
What?
I only took a day off since it's exactly 1 year since my mother passed away. I'm actually quite busy right now, so let's end this conversation.
Huh? Come to the office and take care of these papers right now.
I can't even if I wanted to. I'm currently 4 hours away from the office.
4 hours? Just where exactly are you right now?
It doesn't matter where I am right now. I can't take care of those papers for you. Period. Will you please just ask the manager what to do already? Didn't they teach you this during training? Always tell the manager if you have a problem. Especially if it's something unexpected.
Why are you just telling me this now? This is going to make me look so bad, and it's all your fault.
How is this my fault? I told you to give me the papers by yesterday, right? This is your own fault, Miss Forbes. Even if you are a new employee, you've been working here for 10 months already now, right? And you still can't even do such basic things as reporting to the manager? You've made me lose my temper. Goodbye then. I'll see you next week.
What? Wait! You're just going to leave? What's with the attitude, though? Just who exactly do you think you are? You're just a part-time employee here. You can't be replaced anytime, do you hear me? You better know your place or face the consequences.
Good evening, Miss Sungren. Sorry for disturbing you on your day off. I'd heard it's been exactly 1 year since your mother passed away. You have my condolences. Anyways, we took care of the papers from A Corporations.
Good evening, Mr. Rowland. Thanks for taking care of the papers for me. Sorry for causing a hassle.
Don't be. It's not your fault. I heard Mrs. Swartz forgot to get them to you before your leave. Still, though, Mrs. Swartz's attitude is just too much.
Tell me about it.
Yes, it's true that she does do her job better than most of the other new employees, but she just has no respect for others.
She's probably acting this way because she did so well on the project we asked her to take care of to test her skills.
She only did well because you're supporting her. The other new employees who also did well understand that they only succeeded because of your help. And I've been modestly learning from our senior employees and asking for advice ever since. Mrs. Swartz, on the other hand, thinks it was all her doing and is getting overconfident.
It looks like it. Having confidence isn't a bad thing, but having too much is.
So you think so too. Should we ask her to take care of that project?
What project?
We've been asked by headquarters to send 2 new employees to work on a deal we're going to make with D corporations from America. We were planning on sending you as well to support these 2 new employees. The best in our company are also going to be involved in this, so I thought it would be a good educational opportunity for Miss Forbes. You know, teach her that there are people much more competent than her.
I see.
If this still doesn't work, we'll have to think things through again, though. I don't want to have to fire her.
This proves that I'm the best. I haven't even been working here for 1 year yet. I was chosen to take part in a project involving a company from America. It must be because I graduated an elite university and because of my past successes.
Miss Forbes. 2 new employees were going to be chosen to participate in this trade deal with D corporations from the start, as a way for them to gain experience and educate the future leaders of this company. How people evaluate you depends on the work you do from now. You haven't been proven to be the best yet. Don't get that wrong.
Yeah, it's not really convincing coming from a 65-year-old part-time worker. Why do you keep talking like this to your company? Anyways, you're only going to be coming with me as support, right? Which means you have to do what I say.
That's not what me supporting you means.
Yeah, stop talking back at me. You should probably watch your attitude.
Funny, because I wanted to say the same exact thing.
Good evening, Miss Erngin. I told Miss Swartz she would be working on the deal with D corporations from America this morning. What was her reaction?
Good evening, Mr. Rowland. I received some pretty amusing texts from her this afternoon. She says that this proves she's the best, and that I have to do what she says as her support.
I see. I did tell her that you would be only there to give her advice, not to do what she says, though.
Mr. Rowland, did Miss Forbes get into this company using connections?
Oh, so you know this.
More or less. Wasn't the CEO's wife's maiden name Forbes?
Yes, Mrs. Forbes is her cousin's daughter.
I see.
Please don't tell this to the others. The CEO told her that if she uses her position to do harm, she would be fired immediately. I know it's a hassle, but please take care of her for just a bit more.
I understand.
Miss Zimmerman, can you make the presentation in Japanese for tomorrow's meeting?
I wondered who was sending me texts on my office phone at this hour. Aren't you supposed to take care of that? I'm supposed to make an English presentation based off the presentation you make in Japanese.
Let's switch roles. You make the presentation in Japanese and I'll translate it into English.
The reason you weren't tasked with the job of making the presentation in Japanese is so that you can gain experience.
No, I don't need experience. I'm already guaranteed a promotion. It'll be better this way since I can check for any mistakes you make while translating it into English. If you understand, then hurry up and prepare for our presentation in 2 weeks.
Good morning, Miss Forbes. You aren't here yet. Are you going to be late? We have a meeting with D Corporations from 1500. I also have a few questions regarding the English presentation you made. You see, I don't quite understand what you're trying to say in a few places.
Oh, sorry. I caught a cold and can't speak well.
What? Really? But the representatives from D Corporations came all the way from America, so we can't just really cancel this meeting. That means we have to get someone else to do the presentation you were supposed to do.
Why don't you do it?
What?
I'm saying that you should do the presentation in English instead of me.
Well, I guess that's the best option. The presentation was only finished yesterday, and I'm the only other person who's seen it yet.
But you can't speak English, right? You're just a 65-year-old part-time worker. It can be helped, so I guess I'll have to come.
I understand. I'll do the English presentation in your place.
What? Are you being serious?
Do you have any objections?
Can you even speak English?
A bit, yes. Anyways, I have to go over some things with the others, so bye now.
Stop trying to act tough.
Take care with your cold.
Fine, it's not my problem if you embarrass yourself. Are you serious? You can speak English that well?
Oh, you came to the meeting halfway through, right? How's your cold?
Who cares about that? Why are you so good at English?
Well, I was the head of the International Relations Department before I retired.
What? The International Relations Department? That's the most elite department in this company. And you were the head?
Right now, I'm working as a part-time worker since I had to retire. Also, I studied language in college, which is where I learned to speak English.
You graduated college? I thought you were just a high school graduate.
When did I say such a thing? Besides, you shouldn't judge people on their academic backgrounds.
What?
Well, the presentation went well since I took your place, so everything ended up alright, I guess.
What do you mean?
Your translation was full of mistakes.
What? Like where?
Basic spelling and grammar. There were some parts where I couldn't even understand what you were saying.
What?
We needed to hand in the presentation by noon, so I quickly fixed all your mistakes. I can't imagine what would have happened if you turned in that presentation.
No way! Are you sure I made so many mistakes? Yes, I am. Or would you like me to show the others the presentation you made? I wouldn't if I were you. It's a bit ironic, though. Thanks to me taking your place, we were able to make a $5 million deal with D Corporations. What? We were able to make a $5 million because you took my place? Why do I have to be fired? I was just supposed to be promoted and become an executive at this company right away. This wasn't supposed to happen.
You made a promise with the CEO, right? You promised that you wouldn't use your connections with him to do harm, and that you wouldn't look down on others just because you knew him. And that you would be humble and listen to what the senior employees said. Maybe you didn't do anything immediately harmful with your connections, but you obviously looked down on everyone you met. You were only hired because the CEO took pity on you, since you couldn't find a job after graduating, right? Yet you still took such an arrogant attitude. That's how you returned his kindness, so no wonder he got mad.
Please, Mrs. Zimmerman, can you convince them to hire me again?
Why?
You used to be the head of the International Affair Department, right? They'll listen to what you say.
But I'm just a part-time worker now. I have no right to interfere in such matters.
Just try telling them.
Impossible.
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Please, I'm begging you.
It seems you wouldn't understand unless I tell you this directly. I don't want to work with you, Miss Forbes.
Huh? What do you mean?
You're finished with what you have to say now, right?
Mrs. Zimmerman?
Bye. Miss Forbes faked her illness on the day of the meeting with D corporations. Not that I ever believed she was actually sick. She was planning on making me do the presentation instead of her. And to come in halfway through to save the day. She didn't expect me to be able to speak English so fluently. The CEO found out about what she was trying to do and got mad and forced her to resign. Her parents were pretty disappointed in her as well. She tried finding a new job, but failed miserably. So she instead tried to get married. She fell in love with a handsome man and they started living together. She now just lives with him and does everything he says.